Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, please lead us from unreality to the reality, from ignorance to the knowledge, and from death to immortality. Oh, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, today is a very interesting topic on the Advaita Vedanta, we can say. This is the talk, when a talk based on Swami Vivekananda's Jnana Yoga. Swami Vivekananda has given talks on many subjects, on many topics, and his four yogas, are which are very famous and people have admired and they're following as a path, spiritual path to reach the highest realization. Now, among the four paths, the one path is Jnana Yoga, the path of knowledge. Here, knowledge of what? Knowledge of self. So it is the path which brings the self knowledge. So already we have seen the two chapters. One is the necessity of religion. The other is the real nature of the man. So the real nature of man, the chapter is with full of compact ideas. But just I try to give nutshell or the essence of that chapter. When you read in deeply, you'll be able to understand many more things. Now today I am come with a very unique topic and one of the very technical supposed to be or the difficultest concept in the philosophy at all. Then some of you may say, Swami, then why are you taking all these difficult topics? Philosophy itself is very absurd. Some of us we feel sometime. And added to that, and you have taken the difficultest topic yourself, you are saying, then why are you taking this? Instead of that, you could take something else. The question may come. And also, sometimes people do think, oh, Swami, why do you discuss all these things? What are the necessities for us to understand all these things? Because it doesn't give, a bank balance. It is not the cause for my increasing bank balance, or it doesn't bring good health, probably. Maybe sometimes when I'm really perturbed, when I'm really bothered, some amount of peace it may give. But more than that, I don't think there is any utilitarian view or utilitarian benefit or pragmatic benefit. So such type of questions I did face from some of the people. If such mindset anyone is there, definitely such people will not be fit to study Vedanta, according to me. Why? One whose basic instincts are fulfilled to certain extent, or one who is quite intelligent enough to understand what is the reality, what is the secret of this universe, what is the secret behind the entire phenomena, and what is the ultimate reality. Such type of philosophical questions, philosophical inquiry, or that hunger for that knowledge, one who has got, they will be able to understand what is the significance of all these ideas, thoughts, or the subjects, or the topics, and they will be able to make use of it. And who has got very, what do you say, very cultured mindset and rather distilled mindset, they'll be able to understand these philosophies. One who is busy in the fulfilling the worldly desires at all, means every one of us we want, I don't say no, but one who is completely busy in that alone, then probably he may not be able to enjoy these topics many times. So this is also very important. Now, what is the topic? Maya and illusion. So, which is the difficultest topic. And After Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, the greatest world philosopher, after discussing and after giving a systematic structure for the non dualistic philosophy, the post Shankarites, the followers of this Advaita philosophy, had to face severe criticisms. I mean, positive criticisms or philosophical criticisms from the other schools of philosophy, and especially from the theistic schools of Vedanta. Why? Because they attacked all of the theistic schools of Vedantins, they attacked on the Advaita Vedanta based on their concept of Maya. That's why it was very unfortunate that whoever studied the history of the Indian philosophy will be able to understand. Unfortunately, the Advaita in some point of time, they were converted from Brahmavadins to the Mayavadins. The Advaita Vedanta's aim, goal is what? To teach the Brahman or to help us to reach the Brahman, to understand our true nature, that is Brahman or Atman, you say. But there were so many criticisms from other schools of philosophy. So by giving answers regarding the Maya, they gave more time and energy spending on the Maya, concept of Maya, explaining the philosophical strands and philosophical views, substantiating their views, etc. So they got converted from Brahmavadins to Mayavadins for some time. So there is a joke, the Advaitins got converted because of the other theistic schools of Vedanta. And now this Maya, it is very technical and very subtle and very difficult to understand and even explain also. At least understanding is possible, but explaining is something still very challenging even. Shankara himself admits this. It is a paradox actually. Why it is a paradox? Because, for an example, mobile exists. Do you have got a mobile? There are only two answers. If I have got a mobile, I say yes, I have got. And if I don't have a mobile, I say no, I don't have. There are the only two possibilities. There is no third possibility. Either have you got mobile in your pocket or not. If anyone asks, we say yes or no. The third answer maybe I left in my home, I lost something. All these things we can say, but that doesn't mean that is not appropriate. But in this Maya, with this concept of Maya or with pertaining to Maya, neither we can say it exists, nor we cannot say it doesn't exist. It is in between. So it is with full of paradox. So that has been beautifully discussed in Vedanta Sara, which is one of the introductory treatises on Advaita philosophy. And there was an interesting conversation. Before going to philosophy, I would like to tell a interesting anecdote or a story which happened in the life of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda once, he asked one of his disciples, Manmatanath Gangoli, means somehow Swamiji was impressed by this Manmatanath Gangoli. Then he asked, Swamiji was in very that day pleasant mood. He was in very happy mood probably. So, asked, my dear, whatever you want, you ask, I will give. You see, the Swayam, the Lord Himself, the Ishvara Himself is telling for a devotee, a disciple, that whatever you want, you ask, I will give you. So basically, it was a jackpot lottery for him. And Manmatanath, instantly, he also asked, Swamiji, I would like to understand what is Maya. Please explain. Very interesting. I would like to understand what is Maya. Please explain. If you remember my one of the class of parables of Sri Ramakrishna, then I did discuss about this Maya from Sri Ramakrishna's teachings point of view. There we discussed about the story, interesting story between Narada and Krishna, which comes in Bhagavata. Anyhow, so Swamiji said, better not, you ask something else. When Manmatanath asked, can you explain what is Maya? Swamiji said, better not, you ask something else. But Manmatanath was strong enough and he persisted. No, because you are the right person to explain this Maya. So if you want to give me, please explain this alone, otherwise nothing else. I don't need anything else. He was strong enough. Then Swamiji stayed at him. Then, okay, he had to now, since he has given his words, he has to maintain. Then he started explaining the concept of Maya. What is Maya? He started explaining. See, Swamiji was a spiritual, a giant, and he was Shiva himself. He was a Nararushi, and he was a spiritual giant and whatnot. And when he started explaining what is Maya, slowly, apart from intellectual understanding, Manmatanatha started experiencing that this whole world is getting merged, the whole world is getting evaporated, or the whole world is looking very hazy. Like, for an example, mist. When there's a mist or a fog, there is a something, but we don't see actually what it is. It looks very hazy. Until otherwise we go very near to it, we can't make out. When there is no fog, we can see things maybe 50 meters, 100 meters, or 500 meters. But when there's a fog, our vision is blurred. We don't know. There is something, but we don't know what it is. So it is like hazy. So, like that, the whole world, the wall and the things, whatever there in front of him, in and around him, it started becoming very hazy, very foggy. Slowly, it got disappeared. Swami Vivekananda's body got disappeared. He is hearing only Swami Vivekananda's voice, but not the body. And including his own body started getting disappearing. Only there is an awareness, the eye awareness he has got, but he is feeling that even this body is also disintegrated or disappeared. He's only hearing Swami Vivekananda's voice and is only experiencing. He was the only experiencer. Then, as you know, in India, generally for a monks and for the senior people, elders, we address with respect. In English, you is for singular and plural, it is same. But in India, especially in vernacular languages, when we use for seniors or the elders, out of respect, we use plural. It is not because two or three people are there, because it is out of respect. So till now, Swami Manmatanath being disciple is to address Swami Vivekananda with a plural as out of respect. Now we started addressing Swami Vivekananda with a singular. Why? Because I am Brahman, you are Brahman. Like that. I mean, such an experience he had. Then afterwards, Swami Vivekananda smiles. And again, when he smiled, then after some time, Manmatanatha again came. His experiences became normal, and he started viewing this world, the world as before. Then he kept quiet. He never asked anymore, and he never discussed anymore what is Maya. Why? Because of Swami Vivekananda's power, spiritual power, and his grace, he was able to experience what is Maya. Now, someone may ask, Swami, are you going to do for us also? No, I'm not able to, I'm not capable of doing that. So please don't expect from me. Only I can, intellectually, I can give some, definitions of it. Now, Swami Vivekananda has given 3 lectures on Maya, and in the London especially. He has given 3 lectures on Maya, and he gave in London for the Westerners. Imagine, and they all listened. Maya and illusion, Maya and the God, Maya and the freedom. These are the 3 lectures Swami Vivekananda gave to the Westerners in 1890, 96, 97. So they all listened, and they had experience. And Swami Vivekananda, his initial statements itself very interesting. Swami Vivekananda makes an interesting comment that Maya means there is an idea, notion, or an understanding that it is delusion, it is illusion. Isn't it? Yeah, that has been seen. The source of it is seen in the Rig Veda. And while in Rig Veda there are wonderful truths, no doubt, but when this Maya concept as a delusion and illusion, it was only a formation, it was only a beginning, so it is not well developed. Only it got concretized, it got well defined in the Adi Shankaracharya's philosophy, or in the Adi Shankara's teachings, that is in the Advaita Vedanta. So what is Adi Shankaracharya's philosophy? Advaita Vedanta. Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya, Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. Brahman is real. Then Jagat, this empirical world, is an appearance. And there is no essential difference between the Supreme Self and the individual self. This is what the essence of Advaitic teaching. So there in the Advaitic teaching, according to Swamiji, he says that the concept of Maya took its concretized form, or it attained its pinnacle, it attained its zenith, according to the Swami Vivekananda. And Swami Vivekananda just he mentions the glorious periods or the historical development of the ideas or of the philosophy from the Indian perspective point, Indian philosophy point of view. He only mentions two or three, but actually, when we read classically, I mean, what you say, when you read in deeply, you will get that we see Vedic period around 10,000 BC or 2500 BC to 600 BC. This is called Vedic period, where the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda, these four Vedas were formed. Formed in the sense it was revealed to different rishis. So Veda means it is a treasure house of knowledge. Veda means it is not just a book, scriptural book. Veda means it is a treasure house of knowledge. With to know it has come from. Then around from 600 BC to 200 AD, then we see actually epic period. There are a lot of Puranas, mythologies came into existence. The Vedic, philosophy was high and everyone were not able to understand. So the seers, the saints felt we need to help for common masses. So keeping the Vedic truths, Vedic principles in their mind, they started explaining the philosophy through stories, through gods and demigods lives, or through the kings, basically through the ideal people, through their life and works, through their actions, they started explaining the Vedic principles, the Vedic values. So that's what Puranic age. And in this Puranic age only, Jainism, Buddhism, and a few systems of philosophy like Sankhya, all these things started coming. Then after 200 AD, if you see, sutras, aphorisms, the period of aphorisms came into picture. Sutra Kala, period of aphorisms, I mean, now for example, Sankhya's Kapila Sankhya Sutras, then Gautama's Jaimini Sutras, Nyaya Sutras, Jaimini's Mimamsa Sutras, Patanjala Sutras, all these things came into existence. In the sense, the Vedic philosophy has been given a logical outlook, has been presented logically in the form of aphorisms, in the form of formulas. One by one, there is a structural development basically, or there is a structural presentation of the Indian philosophy through the aphorisms, through sutras, in a just formulas way. Then from after 200 AD till 17th century, that's what it happens, more or less. Then 15th, 16th century or 17th century, you see lot of or even though 12th, 13th centuries it started, but after 15th century, there was a lot of scholastic definitions, discussions, all these things happens. Then from 18th, 19th century, modern philosophies have been emerged in the Indian philosophical thoughts. So this is what the historical representation, historical growth of the Indian philosophy Swamiji mentions. Now, before going into Swami Vivekananda's concept of Maya, I would like to probably I would like to explain the definition and the concept of Maya a bit, so that you'll be able to understand and appreciate the Swami Vivekananda's ideas. Now, this mainly I am taking from the Vedanta Sara, the introductory treatise on Advaita Vedanta. There, the author discusses or he defines Maya from five, he gives five definitions of Maya or for Maya. One is Sadasadbhyam. I will explain what it is. The second is Trigunatmikam. The third is Bhavarupam. The fourth is Gnana Virodhi. The fifth is Yatkinchit. Sadasadbhyam. Sat Asat Bhyam. Bhyam means it is a dual. In Sanskrit, we have got singular, dual, and plural, which is unique. In all other languages, we have got either singular or multiple plural, that's all. But in Sanskrit, we have got three. One is singular, dual, and multiple, or plural. So the Sadbhyam is dual. So Sat, existence. Asat, non-existence. So the Sadasadbhyam means we cannot say the nature of the Maya is Sadasadbhyam. It is neither exists nor it does not exist. Means it is something. Neither you can say it exists. Neither you can say it exists, nor you can say it doesn't exist. That's what very interesting. I think if you remember my earlier example, do you got your mobile in your pocket? Either you say yes or you say no. But in this Maya, it is not so. There is a third option. We cannot say it exists and we cannot say it does not exist. It is both. Means it is inexplainable or unexplainable. That is what the idea. And the second is it is trigunatmikam. It consists of three gunas. It has taken from the Sankhyan concept. Trigunas already we have seen in a Tattva Bodha, Aparokshanubhuti and all we have discussed in detail. So I'm not going to that. Sattva guna, Rajo guna and Tamo guna. These three gunas. So the Maya consists of these three gunas. Or the Maya is made up of three gunas. And the third definition of the Maya, according to the author, is Bhava Rupam. Bhava means existence, positive existence. So it is in the form of positive existence. So we cannot say it exists, we cannot say it doesn't exist, that is fine. But still, he is giving the definition that there's a positive existence. So these things we can discuss for hours together actually. The fourth is Jnana Virodhi. Jnana Virodhi means it is opposing knowledge. No. Knowledge opposes it. Means the moment when I get the knowledge, this Maya gets disappeared or it disappears. How? For an example, I saw something and I understood there's a snake and I feared. I shouted, oh, there is a snake, there is a snake, there is a snake. Then people all came with a torch and the stakes and all so that we can protect ourselves and it can be put out, whatever. Then someone hold the torch towards the corner where I pointed out. Then when put the torch there and everyone started laughing. Why? Oh, it is a rope, not the snake. It is a rope, no doubt. It is a rope, but rope has been seen as a snake. The moment I got the knowledge of the rope negated the existence of the snake. So this is called Jnana Virodhi. The moment I experience who am I, that self or the Atman or Brahman, that immediately this Maya, it removes, it gets destroyed, it disappears. That's what. Or maybe one more beautiful example we can see in the dream. In the dream, you had wonderful experience. Whatever your unfulfilled desires in the waking stage is there, many of them come in a dream actually. So in a dream, you are experiencing all your unfulfilled desires. Then there is a time, so your mother or father, wife or husband comes and calls, my dear, get up, you have to go to work. Enough. They will shout, and when we hear a voice, then we wake up. Then our dream breaks. That time we may get annoyed. Ayo, why did you call me? I was having a wonderful dream. Then they say, yes, you can have a wonderful dream, but what happened? The reality here is you will lose your job if you are late. So better stop dreaming and get into work. Get up and get ready and get into work. The moment when I got up, when I came into senses, then my dream experience, it got negated automatically. Why? Because it is not real. But in the dream, it was real. Even if Swami Shantivratananda comes into your dream and saying that, oh my dear, it is your dream experience that is not real. Even if I come in your dream and if I say that, then you say, Swami, better you leave me at least in dream. The people may say. So Jnana Virodhi. The fifth is Yat Kinchit. It is something actually. We cannot say it exists. We cannot say it doesn't exist, no doubt, but it is something actually. Very interesting. So these are the 5 definitions which is given by author in the Vedanta Sara. And if you see, Sri Ramakrishna, he explains all these technical things, very sublime philosophy, very subtle philosophy, by through simple one anecdote or a parable. That is the beauty of Sri Ramakrishna. Because he was a mystic, he was the experiencer of all these things. We all tell from our intellect, but he was the man of experience. Out of his experience, he's telling. So it will be always simple and direct. So Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he explains this Maya in this way. He takes the example of Ramayana. Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana. Rama is leading, Rama is in forefront and is leading the path. And in between, Sita is there, Rama's wife, we all know that. And Rama's brother, younger brother, is behind Sita, that is Lakshmana. Now Rama is going front, in between Sita is there, and last there is a Lakshmana. Now in between, Lakshmana wants to see Rama, but is not able to see. Why? Because in between, Sita is there. Because sister-in-law is there, since Sita is there, Lakshmana is not able to see Rama. Until otherwise, Sita sidelined, then Lakshmana will not be able to see, or Lakshmana is not able to see Rama. So here, Rama represents the self, or the Brahman, or the supreme self. The Sita represents the Maya, and this Lakshmana represents the embodied self, or the Jivatma. So the Jivatma is not able to see Paramatma because in between there is a thick layer of Maya, the veil of ignorance, or Maya, which is Sita. So then what Lakshmana has to do to see Rama? He has to side, somehow he has to request Sita, please you come side, I would like to see Rama. So until otherwise, Sita allows her to get sidelined, and so that Lakshmana can see Rama, otherwise it is not possible. Means it is like what you say, Avarna Shakti, we have discussed already in Drugdrisha Viveka and in some other Vedantic classes. So Sri Ramakrishna is using the Maya, he is trying to explain that it is covering our understanding, or it is covering ourself, so that we are not able to understand that I am the self. Now, the very beautiful and very interesting point about this Maya is, till we understand it is there, it exists, and it is something misty, something mystical, something very foggy, something very cloudy, and it is something great. And because of that, we are suffering, we are struggling, and all these things. But the moment we understand, it disappears. That is the beauty of this Maya. The moment we understand, it disappears. Just like for an example, a thief has comes in a disguised form and is talking with me so that he wants to steal my wallet. When I'm talking, he was also very good. He was considerate, and he was with a good manners. He's talking, but somehow I came to know. Somehow I became aware, conscious that I think this fellow has got some evil intentions. Probably he's trying to do something. I have to be careful. And the way I start speaking with him, the moment he understands that I have understood that he's a thief, I has come for to steal my wallet or whatever, in no time, either he bluntly goes away or he gives some excuse and he goes away. The moment I understand, I know that he is a thief, he has come to steal my wallet or he has come to steal something, then he goes away. So that is what, like this, it's a Maya. It is so strong. Because of that, all this, our life is experiencing the dualities, experiencing the cycle of birth and death, all these things fine. It appears that it has got a lot of energy, a lot of strength, power, all these things. But the moment I understand, it disappears. That is the very beautiful. And Swami Vivekananda, he doesn't accept Buddhist philosophy of the Mayavada, because they say that it is sort of illusion, and they say that the whole world and whatever the appearance, everything it has come out of nothing, shunya. So Swami Vivekananda says that no, it is not right. Why? Because logically, something has come out of nothing, which is absurd, which is illogical, we cannot accept it. So he doesn't accept the Buddhist teachings of Mayavada. And he also said that they're extreme idealists. And the Advaita Vedantas, Maya, the concept of Maya, it is neither idealism nor the realism. It is absolutism. So the Buddhist approach, or the Buddhist philosophical stand on the Maya is idealism, and we don't support, or the Advaita Vedanta doesn't accept it. So better we should not get confused. He says that. Now, he discusses few topics or few ideas, few views on Maya. What is Maya? By explaining or by quoting the Rig Veda, he says that there Maya means it is like a magic. A magician with this power of magic, he creates things and he can appear as two or three or four. He himself can get disintegrated, I mean, disappearing, or he can make two appearing himself as a two or three or whatever. So, because of his magic power. So, similarly, Indra, because of his Maya, power of Maya, he assumed many forms. So, there is a mention in the Rig Veda. So, Swami Vivekananda takes this example, he quotes this and he says that Maya means it is the power of magic. And one more example, one more definition, different shade of meaning, he says that Maya means it is like foggy or it is like a mist. It covers the things. We cannot see things as it is clearly. It blurs our vision. So it covers the reality. So we don't understand, we can't see means we can't experience the reality. That is what. Now, when you go to the etymological meaning of this Maya, there are a few other definitions. One is Maya, Maya. So the technical definition of Maya is Atasmin Tad Buddhi. Seeing the reality in the non-reality. This is what superimposition we call, Adhyasa. The thing doesn't exist as it is, but we are seeing thing as it is. Like for example, blue water in the ocean. You see such a beautiful blue colored water in the ocean. We all experience. But when we go and when we take the water into our palm, when we see the blue color is disintegrated, disappeared. Or when we fetch the sea water, ocean water in a bucket for some use, and when we see the blue color is not there. Isn't it? It is very interesting. So the blueness in the color of the water, in the ocean water, it is not there, but it is appearing. It is appearing as a blue color. This is what Atasmin Tad Buddhi. That is the technical definition of Maya. The other one more explanation they give, the ma means to measure. Means to measure or by which it is measured. So this Maya is trying to measure, trying to define, trying to measure the immeasurable thing, immeasurable reality, which is called the self. That's why all the problems existing. So the Maya is to measure. It is trying to measure. Here measure means it's trying to understand. Trying to understand the supreme reality, that is Brahman, which is not possible. That means what? It is trying to understand. It is trying to understand what it is and which is not possible. Why it is trying to understand why it is not possible? Because when this Maya means what? It is trying to objectify the self. The self is always subject, but unfortunately, the Maya is trying to objectify it. That's where it is missing and it can never understand what is the Brahman. And the simple example they give, just like the sun and the darkness, both cannot coexist. Why? Because wherever the sun is there darkness cannot exist. The moment sun comes, he need to say, oh darkness, please go away. Or sun need to say, okay, we will stay together. Let us be friends. Even he may say, but it is not possible. So why the Maya, it is not to measure. Why the Maya is not able to measure the Brahman? Why it is not able to understand the Brahman? Because it is trying to objectify the subject. That is why it has failed. This way the science has failed to understand the consciousness even. They are trying to objectify the consciousness. Then there are a lot of experiments, lot of research is happening, thousands of euros or dollars they have spent. Is it all waste then? Is it all vain? If you ask me, I say no. Then whatever, so many philosophers, scientists, they have given big theories and big books have come. Then how are you going to answer it? How are you going to substantiate it? If you ask me, then I say they are only speaking of reflected consciousness that is called Chidabhasa, which already we have discussed well in Drugdrishya Viveka. They have not gone to the original consciousness. They are only struck with the reflected consciousness, and they go on making experiments and discoveries or inventions, theories on this reflected consciousness. So, why this mind, my senses, all these things can go to certain extent only. Afterwards, it is not possible. That is the reason Maya, though it is the inherent capacities to measure, but it tried to measure the Brahman and it failed. That means what? It tried to objectify the universe. I mean, just like universe or any other thing, the Brahman, but it failed. That is what. And one more definition of Maya is to build. Because of this Maya, only we are building actually. Swami Vivekananda beautifully, he makes this statement. Whatever we are seeing this empirical world, it is all in our mind. We are building this actually. When we see, when we hear this, probably whoever studied Indian philosophy, Western philosophy in detail, you'll be able to tell, you'll be able to make out Swami Vivekananda denounced idealism, Buddhist idealism. Now he is giving the shade of idealism at all. Because as you think, so you, what you say, you perceive the world. That's what idealists say. That means the whole world, empirical world, whatever you are perceiving, that is in your mind. That means as your thoughts, as your ideas, you are perceiving the world. It is not idealism. Then you are supporting idealism. That's what we may come into conclusion. Here, what does he mean is the whole world, whatever we are, he gives also explanation. The whole world we are experiencing, we are having the knowledge of this world. How? Through things. One is through these five sense organs of knowledge, and the other is mind. Now, he says, for argument's sake, God gives extra power, one more privilege for the human beings, that let them have one more sense organ called sixth sense organ, not the sixth sense organ. All of us, we have got five sense organs of knowledge. We have got eyes, we have got ears, nose, tongue, and skin. So all our knowledge, we are getting this through five sense organs of knowledge. For the argument's sake, the God grants the sixth sense organ. Then what happens? Our perception about this universe, our perception about this empirical world changes. It is a very subtle point we have to think. But I will give an example, then you will be able to understand. For an example, the born blind person, specially abled person. When I say, oh, you see, the wall looks so beautiful. Why? Beautiful yellow color. The wall looks so beautiful, it is a yellow color. Then that specially able person asks, yellow color? Fine. How does it look? How does it appear? Then I start scratching my head, or anyone starts scratching their heads. How to explain? Oh, is there a wall? You come and I will show you. Then you will take him and you will ask him to touch. Then he touches the wall. And okay, there is some rough surface or there is some hard surface. This is what yellow, I mean. Then he says, oh, that means yellow means that something it is like hard. Yellow means it is something rough. The concept of yellow for the born blind person, specially able person, either he cannot perceive or he may misconceive it as either hard or rough. Because there is a lack of one sense organ, his perception of the world, the empirical world, is totally different than we understand, we perceive. So similarly, the moment when God gives the sixth sense organ of knowledge, then our perception about this world, about this universe, it gets completely changed. We get all our knowledge only from these five sense organs of knowledge and the mind. It is true. It is something spectacular. It is something beautiful. But it is how true. It is also true that our understanding, our perception of this empirical universe has been limited by these five sense organs of knowledge and mind also. Simple example. Now even the dog can hear even the small sound. But for an example, our human ears, we have got a particular frequency. Below frequency, such and such a particular frequency, below the decibel, you can't hear. And after some particular highest decibel, highest reaching point. After that, if there is any sound, I cannot hear. Now, below, there's a said 15 decibel. Below 15 decibel, even the dogs can hear. I can't hear. So probably their understanding of the world will be different. Even for example, when there's a natural calamities, a tsunami or whatever is to happen, immediately we all know that in 2006, I think we had a 2006 or 8, we had the one of the severe tsunami in India. Even the people said after before tsunami, few hours before, dogs started, I mean, making a different sound, and birds making sounds and all, because they understood that there is going to some disaster is going to happen. How they did understand? Because they had intuition. They did all of them did tapasya, penance, and they had their spiritual power. No, because their sense organ or the power of their sense organ understanding is something different. That's why they could understand, the animals and the birds could understand that some natural disaster is going to happen. But because my experience, your experience, his experience, her experience, all of us, our experience of this empirical world is same, so we think that it is true. Because all of us, we have got similar mindset. I'm not saying same, similar. So we it what you say, it resembles. There is a symphony, no doubt, but it is not the same. So that means what? It is to build means what? Whatever the world we are seeing is, we are trying to build it actually. Our mind is building. It is not that we building, means our mind is building this whole world, and we are perceiving, we are experiencing, we are enjoying, and we are suffering. And one more example I will give, probably will be able to understand. This again, unique concept, subtle concept. My father brought three sugar sweets. The three sugar sweets, my elder brother and my younger sister and myself. And he gave the three sweets for us. And these three sugar sweets, one, the sugar sweet was pigeon, the other sugar sweet was lamb, the other sugar sweet was an elephant shaped. Now I said, look, I like pigeon, so I want pigeon, and I took the pigeon. And my elder brother said, I like elephant, and he took elephant, no problem. Then the left out is only one. My younger sister is supposed to take that. She started saying that, no, I do like pigeon, I want the pigeon. I said, no, nothing doing. I am the first person to select it and take it, and I like the pigeon. You know that I want the pigeon sweet only. Then there was a tussle between me and my younger sister. Then after 5 minutes, father said, stop nonsense, all these things. Whether it is a sugar, it is a pigeon or a lamb or the elephant or whatever, it is a sugar, sweet. Eat it. Why are you quarreling for that? Whatever it may say, you may say, father, but I want, because I like pigeon, you know that I want the sweet, pigeon shaped sweet only. So I started crying, my sister also crying, and we got scoldings. After some time, we were forced to keep quiet. Now, after 20 or 30 years, the similar incident happened in front of us. When we see, we just laugh at it, because our perception towards that has been changed. There is no change in that sugar sweet. The change has happened in our understanding, in our perception, in our view. What does it mean? Either it is a pigeon shaped, or it is a elephant shaped, or it is a lamp shaped, or some other shaped, whatever it may be. It is a sugar sweet. The content is same. The content is same. The form is different. So it doesn't make sense. Either you eat a pigeon sweet, pigeon shaped, pigeon formed sweet, or it is a elephant shaped, elephant formed sweet, or lamp shaped, or coconut tree shaped sweet. I mean, it is the same taste. It tastes same. So we need not to bother. So my perception towards the sweet has been changed. I am seeing from the point of content, not from the form, not from the shape. Now you see, because I felt that that pigeon shape is a something important, something serious. I built it in my mind that is real. That's why I fought for it. So that's how we create concepts. That's why we create realities. We are all living in our own real world, in our own created real world. Same thing if you see how these concepts rule the even civilizations. Even in the Egypt civilization, if you see, they had a phenomena. I mean, they had a notion, they had their understanding that we have got two souls. One is it is inside the body. After the death, it the other one more soul it goes out and it enters the some other's body or it goes to heaven or whatever. But if this physical body is intact, if it is this body is intact, then the soul will be also intact. Then there will be no problem. If this physical body gets problem, if it is distorted, if it gets some problem, then the soul gets what do you say distorted, and the other soul which has left this body also will have a problem. Then what to do? Then I have to protect this physical body. That's the reason they started building pyramids. So much money, time, energy they spent, and so many. It is a wonderful mathematical calculations. They did it. It is a wonderful engineering techniques. They cultivated. They developed all of them, and thousands of people have spent their time and energy there. Why? Because of that one notion. Because of that one understanding, or as a reality, we have got two souls. One is inside the body, other it departs when we die. So how the concepts regulate the human thinking, our human lifestyle, and even wars can happen, fights can happen. We may leave life, we may sacrifice life for our understanding. All these things are understanding mental concepts, mental phenomena. And this is the power of Maya. I thought that is the real at that given point of time. I fought for it. After 20 years or 30 years, and when I grow, when I get more and more mature, when I remember all of them, I smile at it, I laugh at it. Because I feel that it is maybe something, it may be of something worth, but it is not of real worth. Simply, I wasted my time and energy. There is no change in externally, but the change in my perception, change in my approach, change in my understanding about the reality. See how our concepts and our ideas of understanding about the reality, about the things, it changes our life. It regulates our life. It regulates our reactions. It regulates our labor even. So that's why Maya means what? To build. What a beautiful idea it is. Again, we have to understand. And Swami Vivekananda gives one more definition of Maya based on the different philosophies. It is tremendous willpower. Tremendous, mysterious willpower, he says. And it is also wonderful skill. Why? Because of this Maya, only all this world is been getting constructed. Oh, this world is unreal. If you start thinking, then you will not build anything. Why to build? It is unreal, and you keep quiet and rather keep quiet and do minimum work just to have a bread and butter and to maintain this body, and keep on thinking always, just like Socrates or Aristotle or Plato. So, because it's a wonderful skill by which our ignorance, because of the ignorance, it has been covered, and we are go on building temples, we are go on building churches, we are go on building mosques or the big houses, big flats, all these things, as if these are all real. And one more definition of this Maya is Ma means not, Ya means this, not this. What is not this? Whatever you are seeing, it is not. I am seeing the mobile. So you are seeing the mobile as a mobile, it is true, but it is not. It not this means what? It is not as a mobile. It is true, but as a Brahman, it is not. So Brahman is appearing as mobile or something else. We will see, but not this, not this, not this. Now, after discussing all these things, Swami Vivekananda makes one of the very distinct, wonderful, very unique definition on the Maya is what is Maya? Maya is the statement of facts. It is one of the wonderful exposition, wonderful definition of the Maya, which needs a good way of understanding, a good amount of time probably. So let us try to discuss this concept. What is Maya? Maya is the statement of facts. What does it mean, Swami Vivekananda, according to Swami Vivekananda? We shall try to discuss in our next class. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.